Welcome back to another episode of I Never Liked You with Matteo Lane and Nick Smith, the 15-minute podcast where we discuss one topic, and today we're discussing Marvel. I feel like
if Morticia Adams was cast in Marvel.
I just feel like every time I look at you, I feel like you're going to be... Remember that outfit Elton John wore that one time? Like Marie Antoinette?
Something, this guy.
I think... I just feel like every time I turn and look at you, you're going to be Marie Antoinette without me even knowing. Like, you're just...
I just slowly transform into her.
You missed a button, by the way.
Where?
Right there.
No.
Okay, so today we're discussing Marvel. Now, Jesus, Nick.
I didn't get into Marvel until the pandemic. I had never seen a Marvel movie before the pandemic.
Well, in true Nick fashion, Nick is like, I've never seen Marvel. And then he watches one movie. He's like, well, I have to watch all of them.
Literally. So I watched every single Marvel movie, which I gotta say maybe was the right call, because then I could watch them all at once instead of having to be like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next one to come out. It was already out.
Well, what were your thoughts?
I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I liked the characters. I liked the humor. I liked the visuals. I liked the storyline.
Right.
It really, and at Endgame, even though I didn't particularly love Endgame, I preferred Infinity War.
Same.
I felt like it gave it, for the most part, there was some plot holes, a nice bow on it where you were like, okay, this is done.
But then I think in my opinion, the last great thing that Marvel did was WandaVision. It was, to me, it was a super innovative show.
Loved it.
And it kept, every week we would call each other and be like, what was that about? What's happening? Who's this character? There was a lot of mystery to it.
It was so different from anything else.
Right. It was
And we love Wanda.
Well, here's the thing. I was not like a Wanda fan from all the Marvel movies up until the last scene of Endgame, because I knew the Scarlet Witch was really powerful, and I felt like she was just kind of a secondary character. They didn't really know what to do with her. She had like her drama. She was sort of like an emo girl, and the accent came in and out and like this and that, and because by the last movie she was like, hey guys, and which I like in Wanda that they like addressed it, where she's like, that accent just comes and goes. But watching WandaVision was a great way to showcase not only Elizabeth Olsen, because she's a really fucking good actress, but also it made me obsessed with the Scarlet Witch, that when I went and saw Multiverse, the Doctor Strange movie, it was all gays. I mean, we were screaming.
But it was disappointing.
The movie?
Yeah, all of Wanda's parts were my favorite parts, and those were the only good parts.
Correct. That's the only. That's like Sleeping Beauty. It just like Maleficent.
Been her own movie, or they should have given her own movie.
Well, I think with the pandemic and this, and they moved it around. I don't think they were expecting Wanda to be that big of a hit.
They weren't. Well, this is my thing. Is like after Endgame, they decided to, as most video whatever executives they are, I don't know the correct terms. They decided to cash it all the way to the bank and then just produce thing after thing, because they were like, we have this built-in audience, and it's become oversaturated, so they're not pulling in the numbers anymore that they used to.
No one gives a shit about Marvel movies anymore.
Or the shows. It's just like WandaVision started it off and was really great. Loki, a lot of people enjoyed. The Spider-Man movie that came out, people really loved.
Right.
And then after that, it just fell off. It's becoming too much. And so many, I was talking about this with Dakota, the original characters felt like superheroes. Like they're the main characters. And now it feels like we're watching a phase of secondary superheroes that we don't care about as much. And I know that they're all based on comic books and this is what happened and everything.
Marvel did the same thing with Star Wars. I mean, that's why I'm wearing this shirt. Star Wars, which, look, there's so many limitations to Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars really was a great sci-fi trilogy that was in the 70s and 80s. And they have just, I mean, when I say milked that cow, they're now just using bones and being like, is this milk? I mean, they've just pushed it so goddamn far that when you watch a Star Wars movie, you're like, what the fuck? Who fucking cares? It's the same shit. Stormtroopers, TIE fighters, big thing that destroys planet. This character's kind of like Luke and Leia. It's the same shit. And I'm someone who is a creature of comfort. The Barefoot Contessa offers nothing new, and I've watched all 20 years of her.
But it's also because the stakes aren't as high anymore. Like the first huge phase of Marvel up to Endgame, the stakes were high. Like
yeah, the characters were dying.
All the things were tied together, and it all had to do with Thanos. Now it's multiverse, and it's just become so complicated. You need like a college degree to understand.
Well, also multiverse, I feel like is an excuse to be like, well, we can just throw any shit at the goddamn wall because it's a multiverse.
Anything. We can bring in any characters. We can do any storyline because it's either happening here or no. Now somewhere else we don't like that.
I mean, I am hoping that because the X-Men is my favorite thing. It's my favorite superhero series ever, and I hope that they actually do a good job with it because the X-Men. I know Angela Bassett should have been Storm. We all agree on that. And Halle Berry, as much as I love her, she was not a good Storm. Also, she couldn't figure out her accent. The first movie, she was like, Logan, you can't do this alone. And literally, the next movie, she was like, hey, no throwing pencils in class.
That's where Elizabeth Olsen went to accent school.
She did.
The Halle Berry
gave an accent class to her, Lady Gaga, and Elizabeth Olsen. Lady Gaga's accent in that House of Gucci was fully Anastasia.
I never started the clock.
I have one on my watch. It's been 6:25.
We're just freeballing. I had one job.
One.
Well, also,
you remembered to put on those pearls. Literally, I say this is a 15-minute podcast.
I'll always remember a pearl necklace.
You remembered the pearls. I have to stop you right now. This outfit.
The best thing you've ever seen.
You look
amazing,
like the evil
beautiful
queen in Snow White.
Thank you.
From here up, you're Lady Tremaine. From here to here, you're the evil queen from Snow White. And then from here to here, you're just like an 80s businessman.
That's exactly what I was going for. All of that is on my mood board.
You're like when you take a paper and fold it up in 3 places and someone draws the head, someone else draws the body, and someone draws the legs, and you open it up and then you get to see what it looks like. You have become that.
They gasp because they see this. The other thing about Marvel with this section is everything tied together and led up to Thanos, and he was like the main villain. And now this time around, the main villain is Kong, who they just had to fire because he was just found guilty of domestic abuse.
Wait, so I actually don't know anything.
So they no longer have a villain.
Oh.
So already the movies are not doing well. The shows aren't doing as well anymore. And now they have to recast. What do you mean? How do they have? They make billions of dollars.
I know, but Disney, I feel, is losing a lot of money right now.
I mean, I don't know. Isn't that what they did the strike for? Is because these producers are taking more money than they should.
Well, I auditioned for the role of Thanos. I did. I talked to my agent, Billy Stritch.
They just cast her as one of the Stones.
No, I auditioned for Thanos.
Maybe she can replace Kong.
Kong.
They need a replacement.
It is I, King Kong. I love bananas. I love breaking barrels.
Well, so you don't know what happened then?
No.
So the actor who plays Kong.
I don't think I know who Kong is.
He's the guy like dresses in purple. You haven't watched many of the shows and movies of this.
No, I've stopped completely. So I have no idea
he's
who
like
Kong
the
is.
main bad guy. He's like the Thanos of this sort of Marvel phase. And the actor in real life, like a year ago in New York, got arrested for domestic abuse against his girlfriend. So it finally went to court like the past few months, and he was found guilty. So the day the verdict came out, Marvel released a statement and was like, we've cut ties with the actor.
Why don't you just replace the actor?
Well, so that's what they have to do. They either have to replace the actor
I'll audition.
or change the entire plot. So I'm guessing they're...
Let's do a Liza audition right now. Okay. So...
Liza, thank you for coming in so last minute.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be... I was on this set.
Oh, for
my
what?
My father was Vincent Minnelli.
Okay.
It was for Meet Me in St. Louis.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Meet Me in St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
And it's when Mama and my father met. And I loved it. We always made each other giggle.
Your dad was making a lot of people giggle. Am I right?
Thank you. My
So
brother.
you're going to be reading for the role of Kong. He's the bad guy in this. Are you okay playing evil?
Oh, of course. I studied in the theater.
Oh, yes.
So I know how to play good, bad.
And ugly. That's Lorna. Just kidding.
My brother Joey would appreciate it.
This is what we do every day on Fortnite on the phone. We just give Liza situations. And no matter who we're with, we were literally headed to a Halloween party in a Uber with a van full of people, and they were all silent as we just did this. A Liza interview. Throw us anywhere.
Yeah, keep going.
A bar in Des Moines, Iowa of straight people, we'd be doing this.
So keep going. So
And we
you're-
won't stop.
You're the casting director.
Okay, so I
Right.
need you to say the line.
Of course. Right.
We can't go on doing this. I will destroy this and everyone in it.
Of course.
Action.
Line.
I can't go on doing this.
And the world goes around.
So we've done a lot of plots,
Right.
but Marvel has not entered the musical world. So let's keep it to the
All right.
line.
One more shot.
One more. Okay, you got this.
Right.
If anyone can do it, it's Liza Minnelli.
Thank you.
I can't go on doing this.
I can't go on. No more. And no less. The doings of it. They have to be stopped. For fun.
Close enough. You know what? We got no one else. You're hired. Just don't get arrested for domestic abuse.
Woo! What else could Liza do? What other role could she audition for?
Something with doors. She loves opening doors.
She does?
And I opened the third.
Oh,
door.
that's right. Yeah.
Hi, I'm here for the audition for the Ring Pop commercial.
Do they even still make ring
Of
pops?
course.
What's your favorite flavor, Liza?
Blue.
Blue. Yum.
So I'm ready.
I think Liza could do like a Activia yogurt or a Pepto.
All right, let's have her do an Activia commercial.
Okay, she's replacing Jamie Lee Curtis because Jamie Lee's an Oscar winner now. She's too big for Activia.
And I've won an Oscar for cabaret. When my father screams so loud in my ear, it still rings. And I always say it's Daddy
Liza, we
talking.
need you to take a bite of the yogurt
Of course.
and say it's great for digestive health.
Okay.
Action. Someone get Lady Gaga in the wheelchair. Someone? Miss Gaga, we need the wheelchair. Maybe we need to come up with a new superhero for Liza to play in Marvel.
I could play anything.
She could play in the Fantastic Four. They're coming out. She could do the rock guy
I could play the
thing. She turns to stone. She walks like him already.
She goes in on a wheelchair.
It's Lady Gaga.
And she's
I need an audition.
Lady Gaga just tips her out of the chair.
It's down to me and Colin Farrell.
And I turned to him.
I said, Colin, whoever gets it, whichever one of us gets this role, it was meant to be. I didn't get it. I played Bush.
George Bush.
I played George Bush.
A second plane has hit the towers. Could you imagine her recreating that scene?
Hold on.
in the
A
elementary
is for
school?
apple.
was a nightmare episode.
It's 15 minutes.
Thank you for listening and watching another episode of I Never Liked You with Matteo Lane and Nick Smith. Stay tuned for the next one.
C is for
and
cinnamon.
please subscribe.
It started so